The first guy that was saying they're making 200 million. Who was he referring to there?
Every person that comes across the border has paid cartel. The cartel controls the border in Mexico. The coyotes.
Yeah.
And so each person is paying anywhere from $5 to $20,000 across the border.
Yeah, if someone's coming from like middle of Mexico to get to New York City, it's like $15K or something like that on average.
Yeah. And before, because I've also spoken with an ex-cartel member, and before all this open border stuff happened, like they would smuggle the migrants through like secret entry points, and then from there they'd pay for a fee to be taken to another city. So they'd have like the cartel members here in the United States take them to a safe house, and then the safe house people would then help them get on a bus to like New York City or something like that. But now the U.S. government's just doing it.
They take them to a safe house, like run by their same people.
Yeah.
Much.
So the cartel has these little spots, and maybe it's not necessarily cartel, but they're being paid by the cartel. And I'm not sure if this still goes on now because the immigration has changed a little bit. But these people would get smuggled over in these like secret entry points. Like in Laredo, Texas, there's like a spot where you get smuggled over, and then you can go like down into a tunnel and pop out at a mall.
Pop out at a mall?
Yeah, like the tunnel like pops out at the mall.
Like in the mall or like right outside it?
Like right outside. I haven't been to it, but that's what the cartel member was telling me.
You got to make a video in there.
Yeah.
You might not live. But
I might not live. So, like, I was super shocked.
Safeway, Sicario.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
that is crazy.
And so now it's like, why is it almost looks like it's by design that they're letting all these people in, and the cartels are still making loads of money.
What's blowing my mind, though, is that part we were looking at. We don't have to pull it back up, but the part we were looking at where the fence is all finished with, like, the bars, and then there's, like, one area that's not.
It's like that.
I mean,
everywhere.
I could call up my construction guy, and that could be done in, like, 10 hours. Less than that, 8 hours.
And all the rest of the fences, in some spots, it's just laying there. But Biden shut down the plan to finish the wall. And so all, like, I think it's like almost like $1 billion worth of equipment is just sitting at the border wall.
Here's what I don't understand. This is the part that really gets me. This is where it feels like Trump derangement syndrome. Barack Obama, minus, like, they hadn't built a wall or something, but, like, he was like the deporter in chief.
Yeah,
he was deporting people. He literally was way better at Trump at it, I think, statistically. People go check that in the comments. Either way, like, let's just say he was as good, people. Right? Okay, so he deported more. I didn't make that up. Now you got the guy who was his vice president. The only difference is now he's coming into office, and let's be honest, he's not making any decisions. But the people around him who were usually a part of that last administration, he's coming into office now after these 4 years of Trump when he was in office, and if you count his whole campaign, 5.5 years of Trump with the rhetoric or whatever, and they go the total opposite way. That is just like, that's making a decision based on, we don't like you, so we're just going to do the opposite. Like, that's the antithesis of leadership.
It's like planned chaos.
Yeah. But, you know,
it's just like, maybe the times have changed, and maybe like they had different ideas at that time, like Obama and Biden. But now it's like you can't even like if you watch that video, it's like so obvious that stuff's happening. I'm trying to tell Border Patrol, hey, people are coming over. Border Patrol legit denies me, and Border Patrol really can't even do anything because it's their job, but they're being told from.
These are ICE agents?
Border Patrol agents.
Explain to me the difference again.
I think ICE is like, once they're in the United States, they take care of them. They do like all
so they're a totally separate agency.
I believe so. Like, I think they still all work for the Department of Homeland Security. But Border Patrol, like, their main job is like protect the border and to stop illegal smuggling and to stop like drugs coming over.
Are they permitted to use deadly force if necessary?
No, they legit have to walk people. Their job right now is to welcome these people in, take them to a spot, line them up in a line, count them off, take them in a bus, and then take them to the immigration center. And then from the immigration center, they take them to the streets where they do mass street releases, or they get them on a bus.
Mass street. Okay, how does that work?
So in San Diego,
you're educating people, so keep going.
So in San Diego, they let all the migrants come in through this place called Jucumba. That's where like the cartels are at right now, and they're letting all the people come. Like a ton of people are coming through, especially a lot of Chinese people. And then from there, they get put in a bus, and then they get taken to the immigration center, and then from the immigration center, they drop them off at a bus station in San Diego, and then from that bus station, they are given a free bus ride from an NGO.
From an NGO.
Mm-hmm. A non-government organization. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they take them to the airport, and then from the airport, these migrants decide where they want to go.
On airplanes.
Yeah. And so
I'm surprised a lot of them at that point even have money after paying the coyotes to do that. Well, I guess
the majority of them are getting paid by like a family member's paying for that ticket that's already here in the United States, or if they can't pay for it, the NGO pays for it.
How do they fly somewhere if they have to show their identification? It shows they're not.
They don't. There's lines at some of these airports where there's legit signs that say like no ID, like no ID line. I'm uneducated on this. Yeah. You don't have to show so I'm wasting my time every time I show an ID at a fucking airport. We have to show it. These people are guided by an NGO or a Homeland Security person through the airport lines. And like I caught an organization in Tucson, Arizona, paying and giving out flights to the migrants. And
but you said sometimes it's literally Homeland Security doing it.
For children, yes.
Yeah, put aside the NGO for a second. For children, so they won't do it for adults. But they'll fly a kid alone somewhere?
I've only seen the kids with Homeland Security.
So they'll just send a random migrant kid on a plane to God knows where for whoever the fuck to pick them up.
Yeah, like I'm sure they have like some sort of thing going on, but like it's that bad. Like you'll see like a group of like I saw like in San Antonio I saw a group of like 3 kids. And like I believe that they were all siblings, but they were being guided by somebody from Homeland Security, like Social Security, and through the airport and then onto the plane. Like,
did they send them through security?
Yes, they were in front of me.
All right, well, at least they did that.
But like, human trafficking is more real than ever right now.
Yeah, this is like textbook. You're sending minors who aren't from this country, probably don't even speak English, on a plane by themselves to whatever destination those minors are going to, and you don't even know who's picking them up. And forget the NGO. The government's doing this sometimes?
Yes.
How long has this been happening? A couple decades? Like, am I way behind on this?
It's horrifying. It's sad. Like these like little kids. And I have a friend that used to work here at one of the shelters in New York City that helped the migrants, and he quit because they took migrants to a spot. And then he got an email saying he gave the kids to the wrong person.
Oh, that's nice.
Like,
that's nice.
Isn't that super sad? Like that's
it's disgusting.
That's why when I see like in that video, like I got emotional at that point because like I realized like what's gonna happen with them because I've seen it from both sides.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.